let's just get right into it. If you've ever, and I mean ever, tried to create a video with AI, you know that feeling, right? You hit a wall. It's this hard limit that has pretty much defined and honestly hold back the entire industry. But what if that wall just came crashing down? For what feels like an absolute eternity in AI time, this has been the number: 15 seconds. That's the most that pretty much any tool would give you. It's just enough for a quick social media clip, maybe a short demo, but it's never been enough time to tell a real story. And that's really the heart of it. This wasn't some temporary glitch people were trying to fix. Nope, it was accepted as a fundamental limitation, a ceiling. One that every single creator, every marketer, every business owner has had to get creative to work around, stitching together these tiny little clips and just hoping for the best. Well, something big just happened that completely shatters that limit. A new tool has come along that lets us move way beyond the simple clip and into the world of actual, filmmaking. The game has officially changed. So why is breaking this wall such a huge deal? Well, because the problem was never just about the length of the video. It was about the inability to build a narrative, to create any content with real depth or quality, the kind of quality that actually holds a viewer's attention. And this is where you can really see the difference. A 15-second clip, sure, it might get you a quick view, but it can't build trust. There's just no time for an emotional journey or character development. A full narrative, on the other hand, that's what gets results. It holds attention, it builds a brand, and for the longest time, AI just couldn't tell that story. So what's the tool that finally cracked this long-form problem? It's a brand new storytelling engine called TopView Agent V2. And that's what we're going to break down today: what it is, how it works, and why it's such a massive leap forward for anyone creating content. Now, this isn't just some minor update. We're talking about a completely new engine under the hood. It's powered by Cadence 2.0, which is one of the most advanced models out there right now. And that's the key to how it can generate not just longer videos, but higher quality, more coherent, graphic content from one scene to the next. So what really makes this thing different? It boils down to three key things. First, it was built from the ground up specifically for multi-scene, long-form video. Second, the whole process is all in one. You go from your first idea to your final video in one place. And third, and this is huge, for business users, it offers unlimited generation. That's just unheard of for this level of quality. I love this quote from the team behind it because it says everything. The big shift here is moving from generating these isolated, short little clips to actually creating a structured, coherent story. The AI doesn't just give you a single shot, it helps you build the entire narrative arc. Okay, so let's talk about how this actually works. This isn't one of those black boxes where you just type in a prompt and pray you get something good. It's actually an interactive, collaborative process that feels a lot more like you're working with a creative partner than a piece of software. The workflow itself is super intuitive. You start with your main idea, your prompt, and from that, the AI builds out a full storyboard. But here is the absolute game changer. You can then chat with the agent to fine-tune every single scene. You can adjust the style, change the action, tweak the composition, and you do all of that before you generate and combine them into one final continuous video. And that's really the magic right there. The fact that you can refine scenes in the middle of the process, that you can actually guide the AI, that is the real difference maker. The tool is basically thinking with you, which leads to this massive jump in the final quality of the content and the nuance of the story you're able to tell. So let's get practical. Who is this actually for? Because when you connect this kind of powerful tech to the people who are going to use it, that's when you really start to see the potential for totally new types of high-quality content to emerge. For content creators, this means you can actually build entire YouTube videos with a graphic and cinematic quality that was, frankly, impossible before without a massive budget. For marketers, you can create compelling brand narratives without needing a whole production crew. And for business owners, this could be the missing piece of the puzzle to truly scale your content engine. This is probably the best way to think about it. For years, there has been this huge gap between the little clips AI can generate and what you actually need for effective, real storytelling. This tool, well, it's the bridge that finally connects those two worlds. Now, here's the thing. Whenever a technology this disruptive comes along, it creates this really unique and usually pretty short window of opportunity. This isn't just about making better videos anymore. It's about gaining a serious strategic edge. You've probably heard of the first mover advantage. It just means that the first people to really master a new technology get to build a competitive advantage that becomes incredibly difficult for anyone else to catch up to later. And that is exactly the opportunity we are looking at right now with long-form AI video. And what this means is pretty simple. The creators and the businesses who master this tool now, the ones who figure out how to use long-form AI to create high-quality narrative content, they are going to build a lead in their industry that could become almost insurmountable for those who decide to wait. So, for the very first time, the technical barriers to creating amazing, high-quality long-form video content are just dissolving. The AI can build a production engine for you. So the only question that's left is, what story will you tell with it?